Hello and welcome back to Struggle for the Iliac Bay, and we're continuing with our siege spree against the Principality of Hegarth. And the main reason why we're doing this is because it's fun. Yes, I think it's fun. Because it's been a while since we have started playing the mod, and I've not really done any large battles. No large battles, no sieges, no nothing like that. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, you know what? I feel like doing a couple of those. And even if it means that I'm going to leave these fiefs and just not care about them afterwards, that is exactly what we're going to do. I don't really care about them that much. All I care about is having a good old time and seeing exactly how strong enemies can get or can be in the mod, because let's face it, we've not really done that before. We've only done dungeons and a couple of quests and things like that. And there are some very, very strong enemies, so obviously that is indeed a thing. However, these guys, not so much. These guys are a completely different breed, and they are indeed completely murdered in every single way. And yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see if we can indeed hold on to the town nearby. It has just come under siege. I think I have a little bit of time. I think I may have a little bit of time to react to that. So that's the reason why I stayed around here, and I'm trying to take this castle. But here's the funny thing. If we do want to create our own faction, I am obviously still a little bit unsure about that. I don't really know whether we're going to do that or not. But if we do create our own faction, then it is very much a case of us just thinking, well, do I want to do that in comparison to being a vassal? Because obviously being a vassal is much easier, so I don't really have to worry about any sort of like kingdom management or anything like that. But that's also a double-edged sword, because it is kind of fun sometimes to do kingdom management, right? Sometimes it's fun to do that. So there are a number of things that we could potentially do and could potentially get from that. Whether it's satisfaction just having our own faction, naming the faction, and so on and so forth, then that's obviously good. However, if it's more annoying to have our own faction, because let's face it, I am not really going to have any vassals. I think it's going to be a bit difficult for me to get vassals. Maybe, very much depends, obviously, if we do battle or war against an opposing force, then it's going to have to be, we're going to have to be very careful with that, because we're going to have to let everyone go, you know. We're going to have to let all of the vassals go and try to generate as much relation as possible, because obviously here's the thing, I don't have, this is the funny part, I don't actually have any right to rule. My right to rule is extremely low, so it's very unlikely that I'm going to be able to do anything with that, which is obviously, you know, my legitimacy, shall we say, in regards to the throne is going to be called into question very, very quickly. So yeah, there's that, isn't there? Anyway, I'm just going to sell this sword now, finally, because I don't think I'm going to use it ever again. We could sell this as well. Hilariously enough, as I say, this is, I mean, look, there's way too much here, but I don't see the point in keeping it, really. I just want to make some space, and we might want to get some goods as well, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's have a look. 121. This guy, oh, they didn't place any people here? Oh, okay, well, this is going to be somewhat interesting. I actually wonder whether they're going to take this instantaneously. That's the question, because yeah, it has now come under siege. The other castle has come under siege. So I'm wondering what is actually going to happen here. Are they going to come in? Are they going to go just straight in? Or are they going to wait a significant amount of time? And would it have been better for me to just attack straight away? I'm thinking it's probably better for me to attack. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Did you think you could dispose of Lord Kavar so easily? A Lord of Sentinel is no one to cross lightly. Oh, Lord Kavar's thugs? Oh, okay. That's a bit awkward, isn't it? That's a bit awkward. I didn't realize they were standing there. Can you imagine the real... Just imagine the situation in that moment in a realistic, realistic way. Because we were we were stationed inside the town, and these guys were just waiting outside the walls, and they were like, "Hey, would you mind coming out? You know, we need to kind of talk to you for a second." And we were just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit busy right now. I'm under siege." Yeah. I find that hilarious. I think that's so funny. Anyway, we should be completely fine here because we've obviously fought these fellows before, and indeed we have been fighting a lot of enemies. I mean, come on now. I have taken such little damage because of this Daedric armor. It's crazy. Yeah, I gotta say, I absolutely love it. It just goes to show that these kinds of situations I love, because this is one of those times where you play a game and you do some extracurricular side quest kind of deal. This is kind of like an RPG in that sense, where you go and do a side quest, you level up a great deal, and then you start doing the main quest, and then you're just severely over-leveled and over-geared, and you just absolutely destroy everything in your path. That is a very satisfying feeling, I must admit. I do very much like that, and I love the fact that you can do those kinds of things in this mod as well, where you go into a dungeon, like I've said before, you know, you can go into a dungeon, you can level up, and you can do this over and over again if you want to. Like, for example, there are some dungeons where you go in and there are enemies all over the place, and you can level up very easily by just doing that, and you can do that with very little repercussions. You don't have to worry about, you know, being defeated or anything like that, so you don't necessarily have a problem with getting captured or, you know, any kind of danger like that. And I personally think that that is very, very cool. I like that a great deal. Anyway, let's just make sure that we go over here. I am some guy. I will eliminate you. Okay, let's do this. Ah, yes. We're along the coast now. Look, there's a ship and everything. Oh, I like it. Yes, a nice little boat on the horizon. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be so pleased when we set fire to that thing. Although that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Oh yes, my Frost Atronach is in the enemy's line, and it's doing massive damage, as you might expect. And now, look at this. Basically, my entire purpose in these fights is to get enemies to attack me. That is my entire purpose, because I know that they can't really do much to me, and when they do something to me, my blade will heal me. So, basically, all I'm doing is acting as the tank. That is what I'm trying to do right now. You know, MMORPG terminology. I'm acting as the tank. I'm taunting the enemies. And I am, you know, trying to take as much aggro as I possibly can from the enemy forces. Because if I do that, well, none of our people are gonna die. And it's funny because we're using a lot of conjured units as well. As you can see, we have a conjured wraith, a conjured champion, we've got a you know, Frost Atronach obviously from me, and we have a bunch of other Dramora and so on, and that is extremely effective. Very, very efficient use of our spells, because that's so, it makes so much difference to have a unit that is capable of inflicting so much damage but is a free unit. It just doesn't do anything, you know. There's no loss if it dies. It is just there, and if it kills things, it is a net gain overall, which I have to admit, that's the reason why I absolutely love summoning magic. I love summons in almost every single medium, whether that's a roguelike deck builder game or a survival game, or, you know, RPGs. I love summons, no matter what. It's hilarious. It's kind of the same thing with damage over time effects. Really, really enjoy damage over time effects. I guess this is maybe from the time that I used to play Dark Age of Camelot. Dark Age of Camelot, I used to play a Kabbalist and indeed a Mentalist in that game, and they both have those kinds of things. They both have summons. They both, well, to a certain, yeah, the Kabbalist certainly has a summon, a golem it can summon, and or should we say more accurately, it had a simulacrum that it could summon. And indeed, the Mentalist has a has an ability to mind control enemies, but it mostly has the insane ability to apply damage over time effects, and these damage over time effects were so incredibly strong at times that you could kill entire swathes of enemies through that, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Super fun game. But yeah, anyway, we did level up, so let's get my nice little extra point in Power Strike here, because I think that's probably going to be quite useful for us. And you know what? I'm going to go to the Shrine of Hermaeus Mora, mostly because there is really no point in me defending this right now. There we go. We believe the fortress will be worth it to take it. Which fortress? I have no idea which fortress they're talking about, but yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's go over to the shrine and see. You approach an isolated shrine by the mountains. Okay. Ah, hello. Welcome, some guy, to the Shrine of Hermaeus Mora. We were waiting for you. You knew of my arrival. Of course, there is nothing the Prince of Knowledge doesn't know. Past, present, and future are one for him. What can you tell me about Hermaeus Mora? He is the Daedric Prince of Forbidden Knowledge, the Prince of Fate, Demon of Knowledge, and the Lord of Secrets. He is the Void and the Ever-Seeing Eye, the wisest of all princes. He resides nowhere and everywhere. But his plane of oblivion is the realm of Apocrypha, an endless library of forbidden knowledge. I wish to serve him. That we already know. Hermaeus Mora has a task for you, some guy, and shall reward you with the knowledge contained in the Ogma Infinium. However, before, you must prove your dedication, an offering. Knowledge in exchange for knowledge. Bring us a precious book, and we shall tell you the prince's task. I don't have anything to offer. What do you mean, a precious book? What does he need? What does he need? I don't know. Did we take it away? A precious book? Is it the same book that we had to give to Manny Marco, or is that a different one? Because if it's a different one, then I can maybe get it. But if not, then... Oh, okay, wait, whoa, what's going on here? Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is very cool. I love these kinds of dynamic events where they literally just come out of nowhere and speak to you. Hail, some guy. I bring dire news, for the traitor Lord Kavar escaped our dungeons just before his execution. Her Majesty Queen Akarithi asks you to meet her in Sentinel Castle at your earliest convenience to discuss on the matter. Okay, yeah, well, I will do... Wait a minute. I'm really close by, aren't I? I'm not that close by. Okay, I'm going to go to Hegarth real fast because I want to buy some food because I'm actually... Yeah, it's under siege again, of course. Yeah, but I do need some food, so I'm going to just buy some real fast, and then we're just going to be attacking in a moment. I just want to go into the tavern here just to make sure that we're not missing out on anything. Let me see. No, there's a war mage and everything, but that's absolutely fine. Okay, who's this? Ah, hello! This is King Thussard III, and he is indeed the ruler of the Principality. So, let's do damage to him, shall we? Hello there. You have something that belongs to me. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I have 69 troops, so there's no possible way that he can win. It is absolutely impossible. If he had 69 as well, then he would have a possibility to win. But as it stands, this is just not going to happen. He has 145 on the battlefield. I will tell my forces basically just to charge straight on in. I will tell them to hold position first, of course, but once we have summoned our Dremora and our Frost Atronach and everything, we're going to be telling everyone to go all out. Alright, so I've summoned my Dremora, and we're now going to throw our Frost Atronach over there. Oh, that was a little bit too close. Unfortunate. I wanted it to be behind the enemy lines, but no, I was unable to do that. For some reason, he's just standing there now as well. Can you please charge in? Yeah, there we go. He's finally charging. Wonderful. Okay, we need to kill these guys in the robes. These guys in the robes need to die first. They are the ones that are going to be the most dangerous, I assume. Anyone in a robe is most likely going to be dangerous. So that's what we're going to do. Thankfully, as you can quite clearly tell, me being in amongst the pigeons, as it were, is absolutely the exact way to play this. We are not going to have any problems at all here because the enemy is just crowding around us, and they're not focusing on anyone else. As you see, if they do focus on other people, they kill them. And they've already killed one of our vampire Night Lords, which I have to admit, did take me a long time to level up. So I'm not a big fan of that, but, you know, it happens, it happens. And this is obviously the entire reason why this guy was able to take back that castle super, super easily. He had so many troops. Hilariously enough, though, there's probably no one in the garrison there, to be honest, to begin with. So, yeah, it probably doesn't matter too much. But, yeah, okay, I have no other summons, unfortunately, so I won't be able to really do much here. And as a result, we're just going to have to rely on my two-handed weapon skill and power strike and all that wonderful stuff. But this is exactly the reason why I absolutely adore these animations, because I don't know whether you can see that, but the animation for the left horizontal strike, I don't know whether the same... Yeah, it's kind of similar to strike from the right side as well. But basically, I don't know whether you can see that, but pretty much what it does is it slashes from, you know, top left to bottom right if you're attacking from the left. And that means that because it's a diagonal slash, it's starting from where the head is. So if you can hit a specifically good angle, you can most likely hit the enemy's helmet. And because most troops either have like, you know, they either have zero helmet, very, very little protection on their head, or they have less protection on the head than their other body parts, it is so much better, so much better for us to do damage that way. And that's the reason why I absolutely love those animations, because they make them so much easier to hit, you know, because, you know, the straight warband, you know, animations without the fancy flourish and everything, they're fine, you know, they're very much, you know, just like straight up doable, and they can work, obviously, but this wonderful flowing animation that we have in this mod, it really makes a huge difference to the overall satisfaction level you get when you actually hit those strikes. Because you can tell, that's the funny thing, you can tell how much damage you're doing. Because I don't know whether you noticed when I was in the melee there and I was, you know, having all those people surrounding me and things like that, I was doing damage, and you could see that I was doing about, you know, 30 or so damage to most of them because I was hitting them on the body. But the more I was able to get some space, because obviously the enemies were dying around me and everything, the more I was able to do that, I was then starting to hit enemies' heads. And when I hit their heads, I was doing like you know, 90, 100 damage. And it's just so much more satisfying when that happens. It's really, really cool. Anyway, I unfortunately will have to go into the battle here again because of the way that Warband's auto-resolve system works. So we're going to get this done, and then we'll move on. Ah, he managed to escape. Unfortunate for me. Oh, well, never mind. I was kind of hoping that we would be able to maybe not take him prisoner. I mean, it very much depends. I think taking him prisoner probably would have been a pretty cool idea, because then it would have prevented him from being annoying. But, you know, oh, well, never mind. Okay, let's go over to Sentinel, shall we? Hello, some guy. What brings you here today? Well, I came here because of the guy, you know, the very dangerous individual that escaped prison, apparently. My queen, did you want to see me? Ah, some guy. I was hoping you would come. I regret to inform you that your noble service to Sentinel has been undone. Lord Carve still has a few friends, it seems. He has escaped from the dungeon only days before he was about to be hanged. I would be most grateful for your assistance in putting this matter to rest once and for all. My spies have located the elusive fellow. He has turned up at the court of Wayrest, of all places, apparently trying to obtain support for his pathetic claim to my throne. Wayrest would not be so rash as to openly give refuge to a convicted traitor to Sentinel, but he is hiding somewhere in Wayrest, and I want you to find him and bring him back, alive if possible, but kill him if necessary. Do not let him escape again. The palace where the traitor is hiding is in the outskirts of Wayrest City. Be careful, for the guards will probably be on high alert and will try to kill you on sight, and will not let you through unchallenged. Deal with them as you see fit, but don't give them the impression you are working for me, or for Sentinel. Okay, this seems a bit fishy, but I guess we'll do it. Alright, let's see. Where is Wayrest? It's all the way down here. Alright. Alenion, what are you doing here? And... Alenion, What are you doing here? I'm not entirely sure, but there's two of you. Ah, that is absolutely hilarious. I have no idea what actually happened, but I have two companions that are Elenion right now. I have no clue how that even occurred, but there you go. we have two of them now, so that's quite funny. Hopefully they're going to be actually kind of useful. I'm not entirely sure if they will be, but well, I have not fought anything just yet. We are in Wayrest now, and I have been looking around, and, well, annoyingly enough, I cannot find what it is I seek. So I guess we're going to have to see if maybe, that's the door to the arena, if maybe we're going to be getting a little bit closer here. I've tried to go into the various alleyways and things like that, and I haven't been able to find anything, so I'm assuming it's maybe around here somewhere, and if not, then I'm at a loss, because I don't know where it would be otherwise. Ah, I see. Okay, so it isn't actually inside Wayrest itself, it's actually here, which is a unique location on the map. I did not see this beforehand. Okay. You reach the palace indicated by the Queen's spies. As expected, the only way in is through force. Okay, sneak inside the wing where Lord Kavar is hiding. Alright, let's do this. I am very much ready. Let's go for it. Remember, open the door on the right side, not on the left. There we go. Yeah, these fellows, no offense, but these guys against, against us, especially considering we have faced the likes of the Daedric themselves. This is going to be hilarious because these guys have no idea what they're doing. They really have no idea. But I feel like a lot of the human factions, or shall we say the factions that are just, normal troops and things like that, I feel like they just don't know, they just don't know. This guy is very heavily armored though. Wayrest Guardsman. Okay, and Elenion has advanced in level, very nice. We no longer have a duplicate of her, as far as I'm aware. So the other one went home, I guess. Anyway, we should be perfectly fine here, but this is indeed another one of those situations that I absolutely love because just look at it. Look at what we got go. Look at what we got to do. We just come through here, we attack through here, go into his private quarters, and we're going to be speaking to him by the looks of things. Oh, Lord Kavar's faithful. Where is Lord Kavar? Surprised, are you? My lord knew that bitch Akorithi would send her lapdog after him, but my lord is not here. He never was. And so, while the foolish queen sits comfortably on her throne, my lord is gathering his allies and weaving threads in the court of Sentinel, readying to take the throne. A pity that you will not be able to warn the queen in time, but for your head, my lord will fetch a high price. Okay, so, wow, she's absolutely going crazy with that Warhammer, or whatever it is she's using, actually, because I remember I did give her something like that. I gave her some crazy good vampire weapon or something along those lines, but there you go. Alright, so we now have to go back to Sentinel. And, let's see, there we go. My queen, I bring dire news. Lord Kavar is preparing to assault Sentinel. Is he? That low-born scoundrel. Some guy. There is no time to lose. I will ready my guard in case Kavar's friends try anything, but you must bring the fight to that treacherous lord. I have no doubt he is gathering his allies. We must strike while he is still vulnerable. I will give order to some of my knights to join your army. Where do you think the rascal is hiding? My kingdom is vast, yet I think Kavar is not far. If I had to bet, he'll be camped somewhere near his old stronghold near Lekki, a place where his supporters could easily find him. Go there and put an end to that traitor's attempt against my throne. Bring him back to me alive if you can. All of Sentinel must witness the fate of traitors. Okay, so yeah, that is exactly what we'll do, and that means near Lekki. Lekki. Alright, that's over here. And there he is. And look at my mercenary payment right now. The mercenary payment is absolutely insane. If you ever need cash, just join someone as a mercenary and they are going to absolutely destroy your bank account with well, deposits, basically. Oh, that's incredible. Okay, so we did get some Knights of the Candle as well. No take candle. And otherwise, that's great. That means that we are going to be in a very, very good position going into this battle. We're going to need it. We're going to need the assistance, I'm pretty sure, because otherwise, well, we might have some issues. I'm not sure. We might have some problems. Anyway, I'm just going to continue leveling up that. She's obviously going to be absolutely murderous with her two-handed there. And there he is. He has 176. I actually have no idea whether... Oh, I didn't even see what he said. My bad. Oh, well, never mind. He's probably just going to say something like, "Ah, I have at thee, you scoundrel," or something along those lines, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, otherwise, let's do this. I'm very, very intrigued to see what kinds of enemies he's going to bring to the table. But the funny thing is, he's probably just going to bring some random mages and a couple of mercenaries, and he's actually spreading out quite dramatically here, which is quite strange. Not sure why he's doing that, but who am I to stop him? It doesn't really matter. I am just gonna... Is that him? Is that him on the mount there? No, that's not him. Okay, all I know I want to do is I want to slaughter Lord Kavar if I can. Okay, yes, we've got these Alakia warlords, which are going to be a problem. I'm going to have to send my Frost Atronach over there to kill those archers. And hopefully he's going to do that. As you can see, he's a little bit too far, but hopefully he's going to do a good job. I'm going to tell my people to charge in. I'm going to go straight over here to these guys, because they're the ones that are going to be quite dangerous for us. The spellcasters, of course, mage experts. And if we can kill them, then I will be very pleased. There we go. He's dead. Nice, nice, nice. And now all we need to do is just stay alive. Whoa, what are those? What are those? Are they fire Atronachs? I think they're fire Atronachs. They probably are. Unless there's some kind of special unit. No. Yep. Fire Atronachs, not frost ones. Thank you. So the mage experts, exactly the reason why I wanted to actually kill those, because I didn't want them to have the ability or the opportunity to summon them. But yeah, we are perfectly and utterly fine here. We are going to have no problems at all. The mage experts just have no clue what's going on. They're just running straight on into us, which is obviously completely and utterly fine. And they are now sending even more reinforcements. And look at what's happened. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely crazy. It is so nice to actually have one of these situations happen in a mod for once. Because many times you have, shall we say, the beginning of a mod is extremely difficult. And I feel like the way that the difficulty curve has been done in Struggle for the Iliac Bay is really, really nice. Because, as I said, all the dungeons have the ability to... You can repeat them as many times as you want, obviously. You know, if you want to do that, you could theoretically go into the same dungeon over and over again and kill the enemies in there. And you could do that to level up if you wanted to. But that is inherently the spirit of sandbox gameplay, isn't it? Because if you wanted to, that's the operative phrase there. That is the emphasis of that phrase is if you want to do that, you know? It is a choice that the player's agency has. The player agency is extremely, extremely high in that regard, which means, you know what that means? That means that it is very, very cool, because that means that you can do whatever you want, and that's the spirit of a sandbox game, alongside RPG, of course, alongside RPG. Anyway, 23 renown for us right there. Stop, don't kill me, I surrender. I accept your surrender, you are my prisoner now. I'm at your mercy. Okay, so there we go, he is now our prisoner, and I'm going to be taking him back to Queen Akorithi, and that, wow, I'm actually surprised that this questline actually went on. You know, it continued after we had previously resolved it. I personally love that. Okay, oh, that is so funny. Look at that. The Kingdom of Daggerfall have taken Dragon Grove Castle from the Crown Principality of Hegarth, which is so funny because that means that they have come all the way up from Daggerfall itself to retake the castle that I took previously, because obviously their AI is telling them, oh yes, it's very weak, we need to go up there and take it. I absolutely love that. That is wonderful. We basically forced them into doing that, which is quite hilarious. Anyway, let's go into the castle here and speak to her. Oh. Let me just see here. Okay, no, this is... Wait a minute. What's going on with your eyes? What's going on with your eyes here? Okay. Who are you? She's the sister of Baron Tonwendi. Okay. I have no idea who that is, but yeah, apparently I'm not welcome in the feast. Apparently I'm not welcome in the feast, or Queen Akarithi is not in there for some reason. Yeah, she is not actually in here. That is a little bit awkward, I have to admit. Huh. Okay, well, I guess I am just going to have to wait until the feast is over, or I'll have to do the little tournament and then go in there. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.